If you're watching this video, you're probably in a long distance relationship, and don't freak out. I'm not here to tell you whether you should break up or not. It's rather a way of telling you how to improve in certain situations, like situations you cannot avoid. And yeah. Hi, I'm Kim and I'm a needy person, and I'm in a long distance relationship with my boyfriend, and people have been texting me about tips and advices that I could give while being in a long distance relationship, which is why I'm making this video. Like, I'm giving my tips. I'm just gonna talk about my experience and the things that work for us and whatnot. Mind you, this is not my first long distance relationship, so I have my experience on the things that did not work and things like that, you know? Attention though, I'm not a professional dating advisor. Like, I don't have any certifications on psychology and stuff like that. I'm genuinely giving you tips like a big sister or a best friend. See me like a best friend, okay? And I'm just gonna give you some tips and how to survive this fucking long distance relationship, because it's heartbreaking. As I said, I was in a long distance relationship before and it failed, but I realized it was never the distance that made it fail, it was the trust. And this is the thing. Trust is fundamentally, you need it. Before you're heading into a relationship, you need to ask yourself, can I trust this person or not? Otherwise, you're gonna have long nights where you cannot sleep, overthink, and stuff like that, and you don't want to live like this. Trust me, it's not worth living like that. I wrote down some stuff that I did not really realize before heading into this serious long distance relationship, so you can be prepared, you know? So the first time I really realized that we are doing this long distance relationship is when we had our first fight and we cannot just simply talk to each other. With time difference, it's even more difficult to overcome these struggles together, because I don't know, as a needy person, you just want to clear things up before going to bed. Going to sleep with the feeling of heavy weight on your heart, and also the other person might be going to sleep earlier than you do. And then you're left with the feeling, you know, and it's really sad because you don't want to go to bed with this bad feeling. So you have to wait until they're awake or the other round. So it's definitely challenging, more challenging than having a normal relationship, because normally you can just go to your boyfriend or girlfriend and directly talk things out, but not in long distance relationship. So my advice with the first fight is, before you even have a fight, to talk to each other about how to behave when you guys fight. An emergency plan for fights, if that makes sense, because otherwise you just feel like you're left alone in the dark. It's scary, and that's why you should make an emergency plan for fights. The second thing you have to do while being in a long distance relationship is you have to sacrifice your time. There's no way to go around that. If you're both living on different time zones, it's even more difficult to plan things out on when to talk to each other or not, which is why make sure to talk things out. I understand that not everybody is open up for talking to each other every single day, but you still need to tell each other what you want out of that relationship. And I just got lucky that my boyfriend is needy too, which is why we talk to each other every single day. But if you're not, like if your partner is not a needy person but you are, then you should still tell what you wish from this relationship. As a needy person, I tend to overthink a lot. In the past, I wasn't that communicating with my boyfriend. I was just like keeping things for myself, but now I'm trying to be more open if I'm scared, and he's very supportive. He's doing his best to understand me, which is why you need to make sure to tell them what you want and what you need in order to feel respected or supported with your needs. You need to make sure that you are keeping yourself occupied with going out with friends or just doing daily stuff, like daily routine of your own. This is important so you don't forget who you are, but also you kill the time where you miss them. I know there's a lot of people who are already saying this, but it's true. There will be times where you both cannot say much to each other because life is simply stressful or not that interesting sometimes. But you don't have to be sad when times like this comes up. Well, sometimes they need their time too. And when they need their time, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It just simply means they need their time off alone, to be alone with their thoughts. And it really doesn't mean they don't love you. I get scared really easily, but that's on me because of my traumas, but I try not to give him the shit for my past traumas. And if I have any little doubts on my behalf, because like I'm overthinking and thinking, did I do something wrong? I simply just text him, hey, it is not your fault, I noticed this and that, but I just want to make sure that I'm not overthinking. Of course, there's not gonna be always the perfect answer coming back. And if they are truly mature, they will not take it in a bad way. They just understand, okay, you have this feeling, I tell you, okay, there's nothing wrong. But if they tell you there's nothing wrong, you got to let them have their own space and let them come back when they're ready. It's scary, but that's life. If they truly love you, then you should be able to communicate your needs and also your scary thoughts, even if they're silly things. It's better to talk it out than leave it in your head. Let them know that you're supporting them with the things they need and that you know they need their time off. But here's my but. They should also appreciate that you're trying, because I just want to be appreciated. Only because you're physically not together doesn't mean you can sleep on the romantic part. I'm not saying to send each other news though. You could, maybe they like it, but no, it's not the thing that I'm saying. Have dates with each other, surprising each other with little letters, because even though we have WhatsApp and it's so easy to text each other, it doesn't mean that you should not send each other letters. And I think a lot of us would just keep those letters as a memory, which is really nice and cute. So be romantic and surprise each other. Being romantic does not have to mean you have to send each other expensive gifts. Letters are not expensive, okay? It's not expensive. Just send one. Communicate with them if you want things like this, because they simply cannot read our minds. We always tend to say, if you wanted to, you would, but they cannot read our minds. Once you tell him, he will decide whether or not he's gonna do it. With that, you're gonna know if you want to, he would. And the last thing that I want to tell is, a lot of people are gonna tell you, oh my god, if you survive this, you're gonna survive everything together. No, that's not the case here. It's never the case with any relationship, okay? It's really important that you meet them in person and live with them for more than 3-4 months in total together, like one time together. You're gonna see who they are, you're gonna see their routine, and there's gonna be times where you have to argue with each other. Arguing is totally normal. Every partner does that because you're basically living together and you have to spend time together. And there are things that you are gonna recognize that, okay, I don't like this, I don't like that. This way you're really gonna see how the both of you are gonna solve problems together and whether or not it's gonna work out. And also having some vacations together, because planning a vacation together is also very stressful. It's not as romantic as people tell you, especially in a long-distance relationship. Everything in a long-distance relationship just seems so much harder, and it is harder, okay? As a needy person, these are just the things that I need in a relationship, and I think if you're needy too, you should talk those things out before heading into this relationship or going into deeper situations, like moving in together. Being a needy person is also really hard to just let them do their own stuff. We just wish to be around them 24/7, like crawling underneath their skin and being with them forever. That's what being a needy person is. These are just my real thoughts, and If you don't like this, don't watch my video. I feel really blessed that my boyfriend is acknowledging my needs and let me express my feelings and emotions and try to understand them. It doesn't mean he's always okay with the things that I do, but he's understanding and he doesn't give me the shit about it, which is important because I want to feel appreciated, you know? I think the scariest feeling on being in a long distance relationship is feeling left out, like as if I'm a stranger. But again, once you have those fears, you should talk about them. Long distance relationship definitely comes with their own challenges, which is why it is so important that you know what you want out of that relationship. It's kind of hard to think about those things when you don't even know what you want out of life. Give them a heads up, like a chance to choose for themselves too. So I know this was kinda dark, but I just want to be honest with you. I just wanted to show you another side from long distance relationship that you have to prepare for, because there's no way you're gonna avoid conflicts. Like any other relationship, you need to put work and efforts into it. Not only the other person, you too. So these are the few tips that I can give you on how to survive a long distance relationship. Even though this video was kind of dark, I still hope that it calms down some of your nerves, because needy person here overthinking. So that's it for today's relationship advice in long distance, or how to survive a long distance relationship. And if you want me to talk more about long distance relationship, you can just text me on my Insta or comment down below. It will help me with my algorithm if you support me a little more on my YouTube. So thank you for taking your time watching my video, and comment and like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice weekend, day or night.